right now in Medellin is considered to be on high alert because a lot of people are saying don't go.
Are you talking about getting scammed and scoped and all that stuff? Is that fellas are losing their lives, unfortunately, and a lot of that stuff is self-imposed. And I'm always going to put the level of responsibility on the men first. And you got to have eyes in the front and the back of your head to stay on top of everything. It's not even worth it, man. American black man is the most sexually desired man on the face of the planet, and it's true. Those tall Nordic white women took advantage of your boy. Name a demographic of men that holds their women to a higher esteem than the American black man. I don't think one exists.
What's going on, everybody? It's Austin Holloman back again with another live stream. You guys know that out here in Poland it's so cold that we're inside. We've been getting outside. We got outside yesterday to check it out for you guys like you guys told us, but really just not feeling it. I was really feeling Bucharest, Romania, but the cold weather and the super expensive cost of living, it's not super expensive in the States, but compared to where I was at, being out here, it's a lot more expensive. It is officially running Floyd and I out of the continent of Europe back to South America. Now, we're not sure if we're going to start Lima, Peru, or we're going to start in Colombia. We're not sure what city we're going to start in Colombia either. But since we're going back to Colombia, and we will go to Medellin, and right now in Medellin, is considered to be on high alert for tourists, American tourists, not in specific, but I'm an American, so I do stuff for my fellow Americans, not just Black Americans, all Americans that travel there in this space. And I'm bringing my special guest on, a good friend of mine. You guys may know him as El Guapo or Beautiful Lies. He is a expert. We're gonna call him a South American expert because he's been to Brazil, Colombia. He's also married to a Colombian. So he is the right guy to bring on for this topic because I'm going to go there and I'm going to get my 2 cents. And you guys know I'm going to relay the information to y'all as well. But we need some expertise, some expert level feedback, some expert level advice on what y'all should do when y'all go down there. Because a lot of people are saying don't go. But y'all know we got to go to find out for ourselves. That don't mean we're going to get hurt. But we's going to find out for ourselves. I'm not going to say anymore because he's finally in the room. He's back, sharper than ever. He makes me feel bad because I didn't put on my clothes like I should. I should have put on my stuff. But he's back and he's ready. How's it going?
What's good, Austin? How you doing? Salute and salutations to you and your team, man. How's everything going, brother?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Man, I'm sad, dog. My Ravens took an L, bro. We led the whole game and lost in the last 3 seconds on the field goal, dog.
Oh, really? Really?
Yeah, bro. So, a little sad, man. I had to take my jersey off and put the blazer on for you, dog.
Oh, wow. It was that bad.
It was that bad, yeah. It's that bad, bro.
Yeah, it was that bad.
So, what's going on, man? Where are you at? What part of the world you in right now?
I'm in Warsaw, Poland, and I'm heading back to Krakow tomorrow. And it's not much better for me there yet. I know we've heard a lot about it, but I'm just gonna go to. It's a bad part of the year. It's the winter time. I'm gonna come back to Europe in the warmer seasons, like April to maybe September.
Copy.
And after right now, it's not really. I wouldn't advise people to come right now. I had to find out for myself. I thought because it was Europe, it's still gonna be lit no matter what. But
right, I got you.
So tell me, is it really that bad in Colombia right now?
So that's a difficult one, man. Are you talking about getting scammed and scoped and all that stuff? Is that what you're referring to?
Yes. Right now they say that Medellin, which Medellin and Cartagena is on high alert for tourists. Yeah. It's not the best idea for us to come out there right now.
Yeah, man. A lot of guys are going down there and doing the absolute most. We've seen in the news as of late. Fellas are losing their lives, unfortunately, and stuff like that, man. So do you need to go down there and have your wits about you and have your head on a swivel? Absolutely. But I'll be honest with you. A lot of that stuff is self-imposed. And we kind of touched on this yesterday when I was on with you and Floyd, man. There's a way to do things, man. There's kind of a hierarchy of needs. And when you do it the wrong way, bruh, you kind of get what you get. And that's not me wishing anything bad on anybody or anything like that. But what it is like, yo, you can't go down there and just do the most and act like you're immune to the world and everything. I'm always going to put the level of responsibility on the men first. You got to handle yourself and govern yourself accordingly. And if you don't, you kind of get what you get. Not that I'm rooting for that. I'm not. But at the same
Yeah.
time, bro, you can't just go out there wilding out, dog. You just can't do it, man. So, you know.
Absolutely not. It's usually avoidable when you hear the stories. Usually avoidable. And I hear some people are kind of upset already because you said that self-imposed. Somebody in the comments right here says self-imposed. They are robbing and drugging tourists just walking down the street, minding their own business. You don't get.
I haven't heard of that. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I haven't heard that story though, where they're just drugging people. How you do that? How does that happen?
Yeah, they not. Just
You know.
I don't know if they're drugging people. I mean, I've heard of the devil's breath that they blow in your face, but I don't know too many. That's not the scenario from what I heard. What we're hearing is drinks getting drugged, or like you said, dudes taking them back. What'd you call it, a menage? They take them back.
Trying to do the threesome. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, and can I give a little bit of game? Just a little bit of game. 50 cents worth of game.
Yeah.
Watch this team. So that sounds fun, but I'm gonna be honest with you. When you are a rookie to a country or to this international travel thing as a whole, I am not gonna adjoin that to being a passport bro, because the two are not the same thing. But if you want to go down there and you want to have two women at the same time, whether you meet them on Tinder or whether you're doing pay for play or what have you, man, you know, you're gonna have this innate obligation to try to perform well. So it's going to be twice as much work for you and half the work for them. You got to learn to crawl before you walk. You know what I'm saying? And then if you don't speak the language, you can't hear, you know, through ear hustling what they're doing in the background and stuff like that. They really might be setting you up. Now, this is not exclusive to Colombia, but that's one of the easiest skits that a pair of women can run on you, is to be in tandem. You're in a spot by yourself, and you got to have eyes in the front and the back of your head to stay on top of everything. It's not even worth it, man. So this is why I say fellas doing the most. Can I ask you something, Austin? I've been wanting to ask you this for a while, bro. Do you do consultations?
Yes.
Bruh, to your team, to your audience, let me say this. One of the best things that you can do is glean the knowledge, understanding, and experience from somebody like an Austin that has traveled all across the world. Dude, I'm probably 20 years your senior, and I don't think I've been to you've been to countries for sure that I haven't been to, you know. And when you do that, you put in those reps, you get that experience. My humble opinion, you're a fool for not getting a consultation before you go and put boots on the ground somewhere. Absolutely. Forgive the military theme, but it's Veterans Day weekend, so give me some grace, dog. Yes. You know. But what I'll tell you is like, yo, hit up Austin, get a freaking consultation. He didn't ask me to do this. It's just what I believe in. Yo, when you can start learning from the experience and mistakes of others, you're catapulting yourself into the stratosphere of being successful, you know? So all of these things that you're hearing, these are things that Austin knows. These are things that I know. If you're a seasoned traveler, you know not to do these things, and you're just going over there green in a mug, and you're a mark. Don't be a mark. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, you know, the whole menage thing, that's a trap. The only way you should do that the first 4 or 5 times you go to a country is in actual establishment that is designed to host that type of interaction. You know what I'm saying? So, correct. My humble opinion.
Yes, I would agree with it as well. It's way safer to go to what you said before, a brothel, because they have plenty of those there. And if they do drug you, I mean, they're not going to get that far, and they know that. So that's the way safer option to take than taking them to the house, especially if you don't have a doorman, security that you tipped. But I just wouldn't do it, because I went down there with 2 of my other friends, and one of my friends actually almost ended up in that situation. Had I not been there, my other friend, he probably wouldn't be here today, or he would have been missing, or something would have went wrong with him. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, it's cold-blooded, man. But, you know, and these things, like I said, are not mutually exclusive to Colombia. This is anywhere you go, yo. And what you talked about, I don't know how to say it in Spanish, and you're getting good at your Portuguese from what I understand. Your portero, your door person is your godsend. Let me tell you something, and you're about to go back to Brazil and stuff like this. You want to treat your door person with absolute and utmost respect and dignity, because they are your last line of defense of some BS happening. Yo, I've seen doormen save dudes. I've seen doormen see a girl that's caused a problem before stop the dude and be like, yo, don't take her. Don't bring her upstairs. I've heard of this experience with her. So one of the things that I do, and this is wherever I go, I did it when I was in Thailand a few months ago over the summer. I do it in Brazil all the time. Let's say I'm going out, I'm grabbing a bite to eat. I'll ask the door person. I'll be like, hey, I'm going to grab a bite to eat. You want something? He'll be like, yeah, bring me a sandwich back. Sanduíche. You know what I'm saying? In Portuguese. I'll be like, okay, cool, bet. Bring them a sandwich, a Coke, some fries. Man, they'll look out for real. And you tip them in advance. You talk about tipping them. Tip them when you get there so that they know to look out. And it doesn't have to be something ridiculous, but, slide them in the equivalent of $20. You're golden. You're absolutely golden. And they'll tell the doorman on the other shifts, hey, look out for this brother Austin. Look out for this brother El Guapo. He's looking out for us. So kind of like I was talking about before, man, you can't do stuff on the cheap, man. You guys try to be cheap on the consultations. You try to be cheap on the trip. You try to be cheap on the ladies if you're going that route. And it ultimately is going to lead to your demise. My humble 2 cents. Absolutely.
So what are some more tips you would give people to avoid ending up in these terrible scenarios besides tipping the doorman? Because that's a very good one. That's the most important one, honestly.
Yeah. I would say that you've got, and this is, once again, getting back to the consultation. It seems like I'm trying to sell something. I'm really not. I don't know about you. I'm a little older. I got kids. I got a wife. Bruh, I just watched the game. I would much rather spend my hour with the fam. As much as I love talking to the fellas that are subscribed to my channel, I'm sure you enjoy talking to the fellas subscribed to yours. But you're not willing to make the investment in yourself to find out what the real deal is. You have to understand that YouTube is a platform with rules and regulations, as is Instagram, Facebook, X, or formerly known as Twitter and stuff like that. There's only so far and only so much that we can say in those situations. And when you have somebody that is well-versed in the place that you want to go, and especially in the activities that you may want to participate in, or not. And we're not just talking about pay for play. Let's say you're a b-boy and you like to dance. And you want to go to Brazil and go into the b-boy scene, and do some break dancing. You want to talk to somebody that knows what they're doing. Let's say you're a hiker and you want to go to Colombia and go up into the mountains where my wife is from, and you want to go hiking. Well, what time of year? You need to take the time and find somebody that knows something about what you're trying to do and is willing to have an heart-to-heart, non-judgmental conversation with you about it before you get there. And here's the bonus. If they can plug you into people that are there in the country to kind of watch your back and stuff like that, that is a huge plus. And you're not going to get that from just YouTube. You need to have these conversations. When I met with you yesterday, man, I said that I'm going to try and I'm going to do it tomorrow to get you into my WhatsApp group in Brazil that has the politicians and the judges and pilots and all that stuff. This is if you ever get in any trouble while you're getting pulled over, or if you get snatched up by the cartel, this is who your WhatsApp and your last WhatsApp needs to be. Hey, I'm here. This is me, blah, blah, blah. Come get me. That's what you need.
Yes.
But you don't get that by trying to be cheap. So I would say invest in yourself and your knowledge. That'd be the first thing. The second thing is try to learn just a little bit of the language. Learn the basics. Learn how to ask where the bathroom is. Learn how to ask for the check. Learn how to say, please, thank you, excuse me, things of that nature. A little bit of effort goes a long way. Now, it's easier in some places than others. I don't know about you, bro. I can't speak any Thai. I've tried, bro. That joint is hard. You know what I'm saying? But, if you're dealing with these romance languages like Spanish and Portuguese and stuff like that, it can be done. So those are the two things I would say are the biggest things, bro.
Okay. Yeah, that was excellent information. So we have a super chat here from Kings and Dreams. He says, salute my little bro Austin and big bro El Guapo. It's not that bad. Foreigners have bad behavior. So what is some bad behavior? Because thank you for the super chat. I know some bad behavior that it's not just Black Americans. It seems to be a lot, just Americans in general. They take the whole throwing money in the strip clubs in Colombia down there. And what does that do for foreigners when they go down there with that type of behavior?
So it's like inciting a riot, number one. Like it's something that is so foreign to their culture. And I know that we do it here, but they say when in Rome, do as the Romans do, right? So you can't just go and act your average American way. And I will say that it's majority brothers. When you see these videos of cats in DR in Colombia throwing money in the streets, and then the whole crowd comes to them and runs their pockets, you invited that. You know what I'm saying? And I do think it's us. I'm going to say the heavy duty flossing with, and this is something for me. So we all have our things. Austin, I know I saw you got the Omega knockoff joint. You know what I'm saying? I like that joint too, man.
Yeah.
Next time when I go back to Thailand next year, I'm going to grab one of those. But you like your watches. I'm a Vapor Max dude. I love my Nike Vapor Max, and I have to put them away. Sometimes I gotta not take them because in the wrong country, they draw the wrong attention. So here's the deal. I can wear them in Thailand because everybody can go to Mike's Mall, or they can go to the Pattaya night market, or they can go to one of the markets in Bangkok and they can get a version of those for like $90. Less than that, like $15. What am I saying? $15, $20, $30. But if I'm in the DR, if I'm in Colombia, if I'm in Rio, if I'm going to certain venues, you can do it, but you really shouldn't be showing off like that. You know, do you have a Gucci belt or an Hermes belt? You know us. We love our chains. I see you with your African medallion, bruh. You know, you can't wear that in Colombia. You better not. Yeah. Go ahead and just take it off. Yeah. Be incognito and incognito. You know what I'm saying? Just blend in. That's the best thing that you can do. But as far as showing off like that with the flipping dollars and stuff like that, you're literally asking for it. Bro, you do that in the wrong country. You do that in Thailand, they will lock you up for that because the king's image is on the currency, and you're disrespectfully throwing it up into the air for it to land on the ground. Correct. Hence why I say, you got to learn. You better talk to Austin. Y'all better call Austin, man, to find out what the heck is going on before you go where you got to go. Bro, have you been to Australia yet?
No, I actually thought about going there before the year was up, but
okay.
Europe kind of humbled me a bit, so we're gonna go back to South America for the remainder of the year.
I don't blame you, brother. I don't blame you.
Yeah. But another fun fact about Thailand, because a lot of people would have not known about throwing money and it being disrespectful to the king's face. Also, did you know that not wearing underwear is illegal in Thailand?
I did know that. You know why I knew that? Now, I had been to Thailand, I had been to Thailand before. When I went this time, and Richie Mack is my dog, man. That's like my big brother. I paid Richie Mack a full price for a consultation. And he was like, you got to wear drillers over here. I was like, for real? Isn't it hot over that muck? He was like, yeah, man. But if you get in a little bike accident, you could end up not just in the hospital, but arrested. I was like, wow. So even me, I'm not exempt to that stuff. I get the information, but I do know that, you got to wear drillers over there. They have a lot of interesting customs, you know what I'm saying, in Thailand and in other places worldwide. They really do.
Absolutely. So we got a few more super chats. One right here from Rickster. He says, you need to network to meet up with other people that have the same goals as you. Absolutely.
Agreed.
That's what the consultations are for. Furious Robinson said, I've been to Colombia multiple times. If you weren't him when you left the States, you won't be him when you land in Colombia. Get more reps. Would you agree with that? I mean, I would, yes.
I would agree, but here's the thing. You have to go with a mind to be teachable and coachable when you go overseas. You can't know everything. You have to be willing to listen and glean from the expertise of those that have it, even when you meet people in country and stuff like that. Now, you got to have some level of discernment. You can't just listen to everybody. Let me tell you one of the biggest lies, and I know a lot of the people in your chat are brothers. Just because you and I got the same skin color overseas and we speak the same language does not mean I'm kicking it with you.
Absolutely.
You might have a warped moral compass and stuff like that. I'm going to get your vibe and everything and see, look, is this dude on the up and up, or is he about that BS? But but you have to be teachable and coachable. And this is why, dude, I first started traveling internationally in 1998. So that was 25 years ago. No, 97, 26 years ago, bro. I wish I had a YouTube to watch to get some info. I wish I had an Austin Holloman. You know, at that age, I was like 19 years old. I could have looked up to you as kind of like a older cousin or a big brother. You know what I'm saying? The fellas today have all the resources in the world to get what they want, and they don't freaking use it. Stop trying to shortcut the shortcut. You have more resources now, more information now that's available to you than any other generation of men, especially black men in the history of the world. You got to use it. So yeah, you know, and you got to be willing to change. And that's what Furious is saying. It's like, yo, try to be better here so that when you go there, you can be better there. And how do you do that? You start networking, you start learning the language, you start learning the culture and respecting it and governing yourself accordingly.
Absolutely. So the next super chat is from Bitcoins 44. He says, El Guapo, in the countries you've been to, is it true that most black men go for bottom of the barrel women?
That's a good question, yo.
I would agree.
I got to say yes. I have to say yes. And here's why. You know, I don't want to promote anything I'm doing, but I actually recently had a conversation about this, right? Like, you can't just learn stuff from people that look like you. The group of men that got me into the very fit women was the Passport Joes, the white dudes. I used to go to Brazil. I'm not ashamed to say it. I would get the girl with the most rotund booty derriere I could find. And my white buddies in country, they would clown me for it. They were like, yo, what are you doing? It looks like it's a bookshelf, man. Like, what are you doing? You gonna put your drink on her ass? Like, what's going on? But as you watch the progression of these women and the attitudes and the level of discipline, because, and I love what you're doing with your fitness, dog, pause. But what I'm saying, like, you're going to start your new channel and everything.
Yeah.
Yo, there's no excuse for not going and doing what you got to do overseas too, man. You know, so I love what you're doing with the fitness, but fitness shows a level of discipline, and discipline is something that you're looking for in a lady that you want to spend a significant amount of time with. You know, as KS would say, you know, you're still overweight. It's just the fat fell in the fun places. But I do, bruh, I've seen it. I see it all the time. When I take somebody to a country for the first time that I've been to, they always go for the fattest butts, the biggest legs. They don't care about the fake hair. They don't care about the fake nails. And I'm like, yo, you got to evolve. You have to evolve. And I hope that you listen to me. And if you don't, you and I won't be traveling together again. And it's cool. It's all right. I'm going to enjoy the world and you do the same thing. You just got to find out the hard way. So Bitcoin's 44. That's an incendiary question. But yeah, I do think black men tend to go for, if you haven't evolved here, and that's kind of like what Furious said, the previous statement. If you haven't evolved here, you're not going to be ready, because, dog, the level of femininity and fitness and discipline and dedication and devotion, if you're from where I'm from, Baltimore, and you ain't been nowhere else, you're not ready for it. You're not. You're going to go for what you know.
Yes, absolutely. And I actually had to adjust to that myself. When I moved abroad, but I'm realizing how important that is now for your standards and to evolve, like you said. So the next super chat is from well, actually, let me read this Cash App. So we got a $20 Cash App from DeSantos Dooms, a good friend of mine. He says, for keep dropping knowledge, bro. Shout out to El Guapo. Thank you very much, and shout out to you as well.
Can I play the horn for him, bro?
Yeah, go ahead.
Salute to you. Can you hear it?
No, I couldn't hear it.
You can hear it? I gotta turn it on. I'll turn it on for you. All good. But yeah, man. Yo, shout out to him. Yeah, man. We trying, bro. We are definitely trying.
The next super chat says, New Orleans 8th Ward, respectfully and humble, asking, can a black American stand out without showing out? Good question.
Yes. Here's the thing. You know, so you know Al Grease that did the Frustrated series, Frustrated 1, 2, and 3?
Yeah,
I was blessed to be in the third movie, right? Yo, if he does another one, bruh, I'm going to put you in contact. You got to be in that, John. You ready to be a movie star, man?
Yeah, I'm very ready.
I know you are. But I'm going to tell you, man, I said in that movie, and I got beat up and down all across the social media world, man, is that I said that the American black man is the most sexually desired man on the face of the planet, and it's true. It is absolutely true. You can ask your black skin and you're an American accent. Austin, tell me this. have you been in the world and a woman, you make a lot of videos eating. Fred makes fun of you about Austin is always eating, right? Vibing with Fred. He's always making fun of you, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever had a woman comment on your table etiquette and how well you eat? You can use your fork and knife.
Yes.
Dude, these women are not used to that. So the fact that you are an educated black man that comes from the most privileged country on the face of this earth, you're going to stand out. You don't need all of the fitteds. You don't need the jerseys. You don't need the Gucci belts. I'm wearing a Gucci belt right now. So, but I'm at home. So it's different, right? You know, you don't need all of that. You don't need all of that. The fact that you are a black man, your reputation precedes you. Be happy about that, for real. So New Orleans 8th Ward, absolutely. You absolutely can and will stand out, for sure.
Right. I think a lot of men need to learn to rather be seen than heard. So the next super chat is from Kenneth Smith. He says, salute, love the content. Australia is a hit. Don't let Europe throw you off. Absolutely. That'll be the next.
I've heard the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Salute, Kenneth Smith.
Thank you very much for the super chat. Wrench Turner says, shout out to brother El Guapo and the Art of Will. Two of my favorite guys on the platform. Thank you very much for the super chat.
One of the smartest dudes I know on YouTube, Wrench Turner.
Yeah. And he's been around for a while. A while. Mike Love sent a $20 super chat. He says, great work, brother. Thank you very much. And I'll keep providing valuable content here. I see y'all like the lives here lately. That's how bored I am in Poland, but I see it's
which is crazy, yo. Yeah. Dog, so from listening to O'Shea and then watching Skylar, formerly One Master Teacher, they make it seem like Poland is it. I can't believe you're not having that good experience there.
I think, like I said, I think if it was warmer weather, there'd be more people out. I think naturally it's just going to be the slow season right now. Because I asked Skylar, and he said he even told me it's not the prime time. Obviously, nowhere. I don't think anywhere in the wintertime is prime time. He told me that as well. So I had to redo this trip, Romania too.
Yo, I might try to sneak over there with y'all, man. Let me know.
It's definitely nice, though. It's definitely nice.
Yeah. But I definitely don't want to come when it's cold. That's not happening. So
yeah, don't do that. No, it's very cold.
Yeah. I got two trips planned for next year. They're both to Asia. But let me know, yo.
Where are you going in Asia?
Well, okay, so this is a secret. One of my brand deals is flying me out to the Philippines to shoot some content there, and then I'm gonna go hang out with Richie Mack. I love playing golf, bro. The golf in Pattaya was off the chain. In fact, if my wife's her paperwork and everything is good, I'm taking my wife and my son with me. We're gonna go back to Pattaya for real.
Well, okay, I need to get in the
let LaBea hang out with Elle. I think that'll be real dope. Shoot some content with them.
Yeah, that'd be great. So the next super chat is Wanada. We not talking anymore. He sent us $10 super chat. He says, for my two favorite YouTubers, just showing love. Thank you very much for the love. I truly appreciate it. Another one.
I like that name. I know who that is too. We not talking anymore. Yeah.
Quick 504 sent a $5 super chat. He says, where's Floyd? You gotta keep eyes on him to make sure he's not calling the ugly woman. He's back there in the back. I told him this is an interview, so he'll come on later. But Floyd does do that, and I've been working with him for that. But he does do that. Chosen 1997 says, are Brazilian women marrying American brothers though? Good question.
Yeah, absolutely. But here's the thing, and this is any country. I personally believe you need to move away from the metropolitan areas of most countries and go to the outlying cities and towns to meet your ladies. And that's going to take I forget his name, but putting in the reps, you've got to put in the reps. You got to learn the language. You got to learn the culture. You know, I've been to Colombia. I've been, Bogota, Cali. I love Colombia. Absolutely love it. My wife is from a small mountain town 3 hours northwest of Bogota, and all them women up there are gems. If you didn't know where to look, you wouldn't even go there. And I'm not going to say the name of the town because I'm eventually going to build my house there. I don't want y'all coming to find me, but it's the same thing in Brazil. Go away from it. You've been to Bahia. Bahia is very different than Rio. Very different than Rio. You go to Fortaleza, Belo Horizonte, stuff like that. Same thing. The DR, the provincial girls from the Philippines, the girls from Isan versus Pattaya or Bangkok. You've got to get away from the metropolitan areas to find the right types of ladies. Here's what I will tell you. Effinism is literally seeping into every corner of this world. And it's going to start with the most populated areas. If you want to grab something up and find a real good woman to be in your life, you're going to have to look, you're going to have to search. But there's ways to do it. Get a consultation. There you go.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it. But I will agree, yeah, you have to go outside the big cities if you're looking for wife material. The big cities, you're going to run into a lot. It won't be as bad, but very similar issues, but not as bad. Obviously not bad enough for me to go back. But she says, I disagree. White American men stand out and are the most desired. Women in Korea and Japan are not attracted to black men.
I would beg to differ. So what did I say? I said most sexually desired. Now, for marriage, the American white man is the most desired, number one. But only number one to number two, which is the American black man. I got a good buddy of mine. He's got a YouTube channel. He's been on my channel a couple of times. Roscoe. Roscoe played professional basketball in Japan. He would definitely, this dude was he's dated actresses, models, and all that stuff in Japan, yo. So no, I don't believe that women in Korea and Japan are not attracted to black men. I don't believe that at all. I think that's wrong.
We've seen too many results. We've seen too many results. Yeah. So the next super chat is from the Art of Will. He says, split your live show to where your first live is strictly interviews and monologues, with your second being open panels and keeping the monetized live green. I absolutely agree. I agree with that. Thank you very much for the super chat. He always gives me good knowledge. So Judas Blues 357 says, just dropped in to say what's up. Love what both of you guys are doing. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm glad you enjoy the content. And the last super chat is from Simba Marshawn. He says, which countries are black American men most desired?
Oh, I got a wild card for you. Tell me what you think.
A lot of people might not like what I say. Because since I've been to Africa, it seems I've gotten similar numbers to the amount of women that were desiring me as compared to Brazil and Kenya, those two, and Tanzania too. But that's because I'm black, going to a black country. Outside of that, in Asia, I know Vietnam and Thailand, and Cambodia too. Cambodia too for sure. I got love there too.
Okay.
So that's a hard one to say. The top three, I would say any African country, but they have that colonization program in there where they have this stigma with the white man. Not all of them. It's usually the poor ones, but there's a lot of poor people in Africa too. So it's a lot of them. Actually, it is a lot of them. But that Brazil, Colombia, Cambodia, Vietnam, Thailand.
You know what is the wild card I got that many people don't think about? And I don't think you've been here, Austin, but it is off the freaking chain. Iceland. Bro.
People have been telling me about that.
Dog. Go mess around in Reykjavik, Keflavik. Iceland, they are all... Oh, I first went to Iceland. I was 19 years old, man. Those tall Nordic white women took advantage of your boy, man. I was young and they took advantage of me, dog. I'm telling you, yo, Iceland is a sleeper. Also, certain places in Eastern Europe, Slovakia. Now, I haven't been there, but I've dated a woman from Slovakia, and the story she told me about black men, Thailand, hands down, bro. You go to the right place in Thailand, when I tell you, they literally will jump on you and not let you walk down the street in certain areas. They will jump on you and want you to... It's crazy. But Iceland is wild, man. And I haven't been there since the destabilization of the currency and all that stuff. They had a banking crisis some years ago. But when I went, cold-blooded, dog. Cold-blooded.
Really?
Yes. And it's not a long flight from the East Coast, bro.
Wow.
Like Newark to Reykjavik is a short flight, like 5-6 hours, man.
Wow. A lot of people said that they don't believe you. They said they don't believe you about Iceland. I believe you.
I'm perfectly fine. I'm perfectly fine with it. I'm perfectly fine with you not believing me. It's cool.
Wow. Iceland. I'm going to have to check that out soon. Very soon. Because I've been getting a lot of people telling me that it's, even without the women, it's just a nice place to visit.
It's one of the, it's honest to God, like landscape wise, going and seeing the glaciers and the goats running on the green hillsides. I actually was the first time I went there, I was deployed there in the military in the summer. And we were doing a operation called Operation Northern Viking, if I remember correctly. And the goats, we were there like August, and you could see the goats running through the fields and the mountains. It's beautiful, bro. You want to talk now? Listen, fellas, when I tell you that these women were uber aggressive towards me, they were grabbing my black stuff and all that stuff, man. So just be prepared. Just letting you know.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, you got my mind set on that now. I'm definitely going to check that out sometime next week for sure. Okay, so we have another super chat right here, and he says, you guys totally miss Germany. We're coming back to do Germany. It's just right now it's too cold, and Europe is not cheap at all. It's almost like being in the States sometimes, it feels like. So,
I've never been to Germany, so I couldn't tell you.
But I've heard a lot about it. About it. So do you think that outside of South, because I've made a short recently that got a 80% support, 20% disagree with me. Do you believe that outside of Africa and South America, black men just may be a fetish? I know you use the word desire, sexually desire. Would you associate that with fetish?
That's a good question. So I don't want to be too technical, right? But like a fetish by definition is something that a person cannot get off without engaging in a fetish, you know? So somebody has a foot fetish, they have to touch the feet to actually be able to get off and stuff like that. Are we like viewed as highly exotic and there's a large level of curiosity for sure? I don't know if it's a fetish, you know. I don't think so. Because let's take a step back and really look at the American black men, right? Name a demographic of men that holds their women to a higher esteem than the American black man. I don't think one exists. From birth, we are trained to uplift and hold our women to almost a position of power above us. We're taught to be chivalrous from the very beginning, how to speak to women and stuff like that. That's not the way the world is. So just the simple treatment that American black men give to women across the world is completely different than what they're used to. If you look at, and I'm not trying to browbeat any other group of men, but, you know, men from other parts of the world are definitely known for being way more difficult and hard on their ladies.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That is not the reputation of the American black man. It's not. Holding doors open, pulling chairs out, you know, standing up when a woman gets up to go to the bathroom and sitting back down, you know, holding her hand in public, kissing on her, actually caring about her, what she says and what she feels. Dude, yeah, I think we're definitely held in a very high esteem. I don't think it's a fetish, though.
Okay. So we have another from Lawrence D. Adams. He says, my oldest son is stationed in Poland. He's not liking it. I wouldn't say it's not I'd have to be here. I had to be here in the warm weather. It's cool. It's cool. I can't speak on Poland, right? I still have another week almost here, but I can't speak on it.
Yo, what do the women look like? Can you answer that for me? Because I want to know. I don't think my wife's listening. So I want to know what the women look like. I heard they're the thicker of the white women, the more bottom heavy.
Yeah, so they have a lot more weight below the waist, for sure. Romania has that too, but you see more beautiful women. I like to say there's more beautiful women per square foot here as opposed to Romania. In Romania, when you see them, they're beautiful. But here you even have the Ukrainians here. I mean, they're in Romania too, but there's more of them here. There's the Turkish here, and they have some dimes here for sure. But the vibe is not so inviting like I experienced in Africa and South America.
Right. So I wouldn't say fetish. I would say you're a little bit more forbidden fruit. Would that be right?
Elaborate on forbidden fruit.
Like you're the apple that I shouldn't touch. Pause. Not me, but if I was the women, you know, you're the apple I shouldn't touch, but damn it, I want to take a bite and taste you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. I'm with you.
That sounds about right. That's what it feels like. Because I met a woman in Romania and she was so into me. I talked about it in my life. She was so into me and just made me fall almost like Brazil, made me fall in love on the spot.
Right.
But she had to sneak to come see me.
forbidden fruit.
Yeah. It was very low key. She wanted to keep.
Yeah, people want what they can't have, man. And that is definitely a part of the black man, because the black man a lot of times is the forbidden fruit. You're from Texas, yeah?
Yeah.
You know, a lot of them southern white women know they ain't supposed to be messing with your old black ass, and yeah. And when they get with you, they let it all hang out. Yeah. So
you feel the same thing here. At least in the 2 countries I've been to here, it seems that way. Same thing happened to Floyd. So yeah, I think that's very true. The next super chat from Chosen 1997 says Iceland and Norway are deeply into us. We are rare. It sounds about right. I can imagine us being rare in Iceland because nobody really talks about Iceland. The next super chat is from the Naughty Bear. He says, very much love on the combo today. Bear, El Guapo, and Austin with a beard Holloman. Go Bearby, Czech Republic or Hungary, anyone. Do you know anything about the Czech Republic or Hungary?
Yeah, I know a lot about both. Now, this is from information of people that have been there. But Czech Republic is supposedly great. Hungary, a lot of people sleep on. I hear that's one of the best places that you can go over in Eastern Europe. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing. Yeah.
That's Budapest, right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard a lot about Budapest.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate the super chats. The last one is black men's genitals were cut off in the antebellum South because they were seen as sexual threats. It's fetishism. Stop lying.
Okay.
I didn't know that. The ASSC says being a dirty secret is for losers. It depends on what you're looking for. It depends on what you're looking for. So can I go to Iceland and settle down and be a bachelor?
What do you mean? Settling down and being a bachelor are two different things, aren't they?
Yeah, I don't know if he meant move there and just
like settle down the culture. Is that what he means?
I think maybe he's talking about what I did in Nairobi, which was settle down as far as, get an apartment there and then I guess run through women, I guess is what he's saying. I don't know.
I'm sure you could. I don't know if you want to be there in the winter, bro. Like, for real.
Yeah. Too close.
I did not experience the winter there. I was there in the summer, but I'm sure you could. You can do that anywhere,
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a lot of super chats coming through today. Being black is one thing, but being fit, clean, and charismatic is also part of the package deal. Always be in the gym. Absolutely.
Agreed.
100%.
Agreed.
Foreign women have standards too. And a lot of you cannot go to other countries thinking just because of your nationality, your bank account status, none of that. They still have 2 eyeballs, just like the women in the States. Maybe
Correct.
in the States it's out. Well, not maybe. It is exaggerated with the standards, but there's still basic standards worldwide. I mean, she still has to be sexually attracted. Even if we're the most sexually desired, you have to be desirable physically.
Austin, though, but come on, man. Like, you've been to these countries, right?
Yeah.
Height-wise, normally when you go out, are you not one of the tallest people in the venue?
Not in Europe or Africa, but in Asia, South America, yes.
Okay, so a lot of these, not countries, but continents, you're the tallest dude there, Now, that doesn't mean you can be a fat slob, but what I'm saying is like you're going to stand out, bro. The color of your skin, the texture of your hair, and the height that you possess. Like, I'm going to be honest with you, man. I was in, when I go to my wife's town, literally, I am the tallest person in the entire city. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. So there is a difference. This is going to sound real elitist, so I apologize. There is a genetic superiority that black men tend to have that is going to show. Now, of course, in Africa, we on the short bus, dog. You know what I'm saying? But that's the continent. That's the motherland. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you step outside of there, you're pretty much going to stand out. My humble 2 cents. But yes, stay in the gym for sure. Agreed.
Isn't being a side piece is known as a big secret, LOL. Yes. I guess a side piece is a secret. Yes. Well, so somebody asked a question. When you go to these other countries, what is the best way for transportation? Which I've spoken about this, but for the live stream today, what is it? Do you recommend using taxis? Because I've been to Africa, like Senegal and Zambia, Rwanda. You're better off catching taxis on the side of the road. Is that a thing in Colombia, or do you recommend a certain app to get around?
So it depends on where you are, right? So if you're in Brazil, if you're in Colombia, I highly suggest using Uber. And the reason that you want to use Uber is because you're able to actually type in your address and you don't have to worry about the language barrier explaining to the taxi driver where you're trying to go and having them try to figure out the address. In Thailand, that's going to be Bolt. As far as, so I don't know enough about Africa. If they have Uber, that's what I would use. The next thing I would use is like an actual taxi cab company. You can learn your way with buses and subways. I've done it in many cities and stuff like that, and it's cool. And it's definitely more cost effective. But to be honest with you, Uber in most places is super duper cheap. You know what I mean? Compared to here in the States. So, if they've got a 99 is in Brazil, that's their version of Uber. And then they have actual Uber. And if they have Uber like in Colombia, if they have Bolt like in Thailand, I suggest using the apps where you can actually enter the address so you know upfront how much it's going to be. You don't have to worry about paying the gringo price. And you know you're going to end up at your destination. So that's what I would suggest. What do you think?
I did not know about 99. That was my first time ever hearing about that.
Oh, yeah, yo, 99. So 99 is normally going to be about 50% of the cost of Uber in Brazil. It's literally called 99. I'll send you a link to it.
Really? Is there a catch?
No.
Wow.
No. So you might have to translate, but all the street names in Brazil are in Portuguese anyway, right? So if you want to go to Rua Francisco Sá, you need to put in Rua Francisco Sá, 37. You're going to have to put it in like that. But you might have to use Google Translate to get the street name right. But other than that, yeah, you're good.
Wow. Okay, so I think we pretty much touched on enough things as far as being safe in Colombia. I'm going to go get some footage, go down there and show people and see how it is for myself. I think, again, like you said, I think it's just a pay-for-play scene that's dangerous like that. I think if you have this knowledge and you book a consultation with somebody that is there or has spent a lot of time there, from there, that you can get the right idea on what you need to be moving like when you get down there. Two more super chats before I stop.
What's up, Rickster? I know Rickster. What's up, Rickster?
What is the best country for Black men to start traveling for beginners? What do you think? I have a few.
I honestly, the DR is the closest and it's the easiest. I'm not a huge fan of the DR for that. I think it's been a little bit oversaturated, but I would say Dominican Republic.
I would say that probably not Medellin just because of some people are green. And you would think come from the United States, some of y'all would have some street smart, but apparently not. Brazil, Nairobi, Kenya, and Thailand are some of the places you should probably start going to first. Just
if you can get over the flight, I would say Thailand is definitely the best place to go first. Yeah. But it's so it's like this. And the dude Roscoe I was talking about, he put it to me like this. He was like, yo, do you want to eat 1 star and work your way up, or you want to eat 5 star and work your way down? Starting in Thailand is eating 5 star. It's hard to beat Thailand for just the bang for your buck. It's just hard to beat it, man. Yeah. Once you're there, I mean, you're getting an hour foot massage for $8 with the tip, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, it's hard to beat it. So, yeah.
Very hard to beat it. Very well worth it. Okay, so two more super chat. One more.
Take your time. I'm on your schedule, brother.
Which Latinas date Black men the most?
Okay, I can answer this. Colombian women and the Colombian people have a true love affair with black skin. When I tell you my wife's family was so excited to find out that they were going to have a little negrito, which sounds so freaking racist to us, right? But is such a term of endearment to them. They have so many songs and poems and things talking about the beauty of black skin. And they love my son's like curly hair, kind of like his daddy's. It's way more curly than mine. You know what I'm saying? With my Colombian wife, dude, I believe in Latin America, Colombians appreciate the black skin tone better than anybody else. But Simba, what I would ask you is, does that even matter? What matters is, what type of women do you really like? That's what matters. And go after what you want. You know what I'm saying? So
Correct. So do you brothers think the DR has become too pookie sized?
in most of the major areas, yes.
So where would you recommend going to not be around the pookies, I guess?
I don't know enough about the DR. Like I went and it was cool, and I dated a really cool chick from there. And we hung out in Punta Cana. I really don't know enough about it, and I'm okay with saying that I don't know enough about it to say where to actually go. That would be a great question for like a Dennis Sperling, who's lived there for years. You know what I'm saying? I don't know enough about the DR to say exactly where to go in the DR. But if you want to get started and you just want to go have some fun, and you're going to be able to find some people that speak the language you speak and ladies that speak the language you speak. But I'm going to tell you this, the more English you speak, the more money you will pay. And that's not just when it comes to the women, that's in the restaurants, that's in the bars, that's everywhere. The more of your native language you have to speak and people have to accommodate that, the more you're going to have to pay. So,
Wow. Wow. Okay. So what countries would you say have the least amount of pookies? I can imagine Iceland is one of them, right?
yeah, Iceland's definitely going to be one of them. Where you've been going over in Africa, you're not going to see a lot. You know, you've got to kind of get off the beaten path. You can go to Brazil, don't go to Rio. Go to Sao Paulo, go try to hang out in Sao Paulo. The only thing is the traffic in Sao Paulo is god awful, number one, and there's no beach.
Yeah.
You know, but here's the thing, like honestly, the Pookies are so easy to identify. You just don't have to deal with them. As long as it's not overrun, DR is probably the only place that I know of that's like really overrun with Pookies, and that's due to proximity. You know what I mean? So you can go to Costa Rica. You can go to Brazil, of course. Brazil, quiet as kept, like it's not an easy first trip. And any day now, they're putting the visa requirement back in for Brazil. So it was supposed to happen a month or two ago, and they actually extended it out. So,
wow.
yeah.
Okay. So Uncle Luke 1980 said, enjoying the stream, gentlemen. For the men who don't want to use dating apps to find women in Colombia, where would you recommend them to go meet good Colombian women? Keep up the good work. Thank you very much.
Okay. They don't want to use dating apps to find Colombian women. Keep up. Okay. So go in country. There's a myriad of places. One thing Colombians can do for sure is dance. Go dance. If you can move your feet. And here's what's awesome, is like my wife can dance, I'm from Baltimore and I think I can dance. She can really dance, like traditionally dance all of those different Latin dances. They're not going to beat up on you for not knowing how to dance. If you show your face and you try, they're going to want to help you learn to dance. I think dancing is probably one of the best things you can do, especially in Colombia.
So learning how to salsa dance is going to be one of the best ways.
Just go there and go to a dance club and give it a try. Tell them, hey, I'm new here. I would like to learn this. Them ladies are going to help you out. You're going to be fine. Yeah.
I'll give that
But
a shot.
all the normal places, the cutest girls are going to be working in the mall. They're going to be working. Oh, the waitresses. Oh my God. Yeah. They're definitely going to be all over the place. You'll see them in the airport when you first come in. That's the Brazil thing. Them chicks working in duty free. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, pretty. Hey, can you refill my scotch, please? Thank you. You got the boy? What's up, boy? I got my son right here. What's up, boy? Sorry about that.
No problem. The next super chat is from Carlos Q. He says, yo, I just tuned in and I'm surprised to see two of my favorite YouTubers working together. Love you both. We love you too. Thank you
Love
very
you too,
much.
Carlos. Salute to you, man.
Thank you. Rickster says, so head to Thailand first. Got it. Thank you guys. And what's up, beautiful eyes? It's good to see you. Hope everyone have an amazing stream. Thank you very much.
Yeah, salute to Rickster, man. Like, I know Rickster in real life.
Really?
Yeah, that's the homie, man. Yeah. Yo, if you go to Thailand, I'm going to tell you right now, I honest to God think in 5 years, I'm going to be spending half the year in Colombia and the other half in Thailand with the family. I think we're going to do it like that. We're going to have to figure out schooling for my son and everything. But I enjoyed Thailand so freaking much.
What do you like in Thailand the most?
I loved the overall bang for your buck partnered with a great culture. So I loved the inexpensiveness of everything. I'm talking from getting suits made to playing golf to eating. Great food. Great freaking food. My first trip to Thailand was very tumultuous. The second trip was awesome. Thank you, pretty. I really loved the people. God, the people are so nice, dude. It's so hard coming back to the States after everybody, you see is Kap Kun Kap, and they bow to you every time, and it's the land of, it's literally called the land of smiles. Overall, it was fantastic. As long as you will respect and honor their culture, you're going to be just fine. But I was looking at some properties and I was like, dude, I could hold a year-long lease and just come over here 3 months a year and it would be worth it. You know what I mean? So, and then the one thing I will say that Thailand has beat over every other place I've been to, the network of expats in Thailand is better than anywhere else. I honest to God believe that, bro. Yeah.
Very much. It's a lot of us over there. But where I was asking you where in Thailand, like what city do you like the most?
So I've only been to Bangkok and Pattaya. I really enjoyed Pattaya.
More than Bangkok.
And not for the different walking streets and stuff like that. That place has a lot to freaking offer, man. A lot to offer. It's not about the Soy 6 and the LK Metro and stuff like that. It has a Jomtien and the Big Buddha and all the awesome golf courses and stuff. Yeah. I really enjoyed it.
So the next super chat is from Office Jam Z. He says, in Southeast Asia, I have never felt the anti-masculine male sentiment that we hear all the time in America. It's the opposite there. They love men. I 100% agree. I've never experienced that either.
I concur. Yep.
I think I've only experienced that, not anti-man, but I experienced a little sprinkle of it in some parts of Africa, like Ghana.
Okay.
Yeah, Ghana is very Americanized. Very.
Okay.
Not that much different. But Brofessor says, get your passport. Salute from Mexico, Brofessor. Thank you very much for the super chat. Another loyal supporter. We have Kilimanjaro Mountain just showing support. Thank you for the $5 super chat. This must be a Kenyan. Sass in the Philippines via
What's up,
US.
Sass?
Says, love both you brothers. Keep up the good work. We'll be in the Philippines and Thailand in December. Thank you very much for the $10. I'll still be in South America. I'll come back to Thailand probably next spring. But yeah, I love Thailand too. I love Bangkok the most. Another super chat is from MC Recovery.
MC Recovery, what's up, man?
He says, happy Veterans Day, El Guapo, all vets. I did a vet to vet stream today. Question, Austin, have you explored any business concepts or ideas? So somebody asked me this question recently, and my answer was, I've been moving around so much. I haven't had a place besides maybe Nairobi, Kenya, and Thailand and Brazil. I haven't been anywhere long enough to have those thoughts, to have like property or to open a shop or something like that anywhere in any of these countries. But whenever my world tour is coming to an end, when I go back to South America, I just have Australia and I'm going to redo some of Europe. But by the end of next year, I'll start thinking about those.
Dude, can I ask you this, man?
Mm-hmm.
You've got so much footage and everything like that, right? And I personally believe your pseudo scandal in Brazil could really help you a lot. Have you ever thought of putting all your footage together, like literally hiring a director and stuff and having like you say it's a world tour. I would call it a global traipse, the Austin Holloman experience worldwide or something like that. Dude, I could see you on Netflix, man. I really could, bro. I really could. Like putting all your footage together and then the news reports and all that stuff, man. Like you could do something huge, dog. Be like number one on Netflix.
I didn't think of that. That's
really why you got me, baby. That's why you got me. You already got the footage. You've already done the work. You just need the creative eye from the right director to put it all together for you and pitch it to Netflix. I bet you could end up on Netflix with like a 2-hour documentary about you. How old are you now? 24? 25?
24.
Yeah.
Wow.
There you go. You heard it here first, team.
I'm going to write that one down.
There you go.
There you go. And then the news, the whole thing in Brazil, like you said, that would make it more interesting. That would probably seal the deal for that.
That's exactly what it would do. Yeah.
That'll be the plot of the story. Or that'll be the main drama piece out of this. Okay, so I think we've covered most things about Austin's. Okay, he's a troll in the comments. But
what did he say?
No, he said Austin's footage
Oh,
is
the
boring.
footage is boring as hell. Yeah.
Okay. But I
Hey, at
think
least you got good trolls, man. That's good.
yeah,
You want good
yeah.
trolls.
That's why I never block them. They actually are pretty funny. They actually are pretty funny.
Yeah.
So I like reading these comments. But I think we've covered pretty much everything on Colombia. Are you open to doing a panel with one more person?
Let's do it.
Okay, so I have BMT in the background who's been patiently
Hey,
waiting.
BMT in the building.
What's good, fam?
Salute, brother.
Oh man, what's good? What's good?
That's the OG, triple OG. I'm honored to be sharing the screen with you, man.
Oh man, we got to connect, man. I see you hooked up with my man Richie Mack out there in Thailand, man. I was love seeing it, bro. I love seeing
Richie
it.
Mack was trying to get me in trouble, man. He was taking me to all these spots and leaving me for dead. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Love the content, brother. Love the content, man.
Likewise, sir. Likewise. Shout out to the OG, triple OG, BMT, man, in the building, bro.
Yeah, man. You dropped so much good information. Both of y'all dropped a lot of good information about traveling. I mean, you said. I just want to reiterate some of the things that you said, because you said a lot of things that was on point as far as safety. And you said another thing. You said that you like to spend your time 6 months in Colombia and 6 months in Thailand. I'm on the same time.
Yep.
The exact same time. Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it, man. We're gonna build the compound in Colombia. I swear, bro, I'd be gone now. If I hadn't had this son, and I love my boy, this is the new king. You know, he made me the kingmaker. But if I hadn't had my new son, I could have paid a third for what I paid for the Kingmaker compound here. And we could have had the Escobar 2 compound in Colombia for like a third of the price. So, yeah.
Somebody said is my audio good, fellas? My audio straight?
You sound fine to me, sir.
Okay. Yeah, man. But I just want to say on your topic, as far as, Passport Bros and Colombia, I did something kind of similar. Interviewed a DJ that's been living out here. He's a real popular DJ out here in Medellin, DJ J Brown. He's been out here for 5 years, speaks fluent Spanish, and he hasn't had any incidents, right? But I also interviewed another brother that's been out here for about 4 or 5 years, and he had a couple of incidents. So it's all about the way you move. It's so important. It's so important how you kind of carry yourself, and just don't be caught slipping. I know a lot of cats in your panel, not your panel, have street smarts. The same street smarts you apply in America, please apply them out here, man.
Amen.
They play for keeps. You know what I'm saying? So the city is on go mode. It can get very dark, get very dangerous real quickly. So you just don't want to put yourself in that situation. And I still see, no matter how many videos that I do, how many videos that we just do as a collective about safety in Medellin, all the news videos that shout out DC Born Rob and Race and all these guys, I still see guys coming out here with you. I just don't get it. I'm like, bro, and truth be told, even other Colombians get robbed. You know what I'm saying? So it's just it's just not the gringos, but it's just like it's an advantage for them because they feel like you're going to go home. If they rob a Colombian, they have the choice to rob a Colombian or a gringo. They're going to choose you. Because the Colombian stays there, he lives there, he can probably find him. But the gringo, in their eyes, we just got to move accordingly. This is one of the countries that I would suggest definitely getting a consultation from somebody. That helps a lot. And another thing is most of these situations that are happening to like the weekend warriors. It's not really happening to the guys. In some cases, yes, but for the most part, it's just guys coming out here, kind of doing the most. And I don't want to victim blame here because sometimes it's unavoidable. As a matter of fact, one of my guys who lives here, I haven't seen him in a while. I just assumed he went back to the States, but actually he got scoped. And he was like, yo, BMT, I took just a little sip. He took some girl out to this real nice restaurant, met her on Tinder, of course. Took her out to a nice little restaurant, wine and diner, took her home. And that's another thing guys gotta keep mindful of. Like, you gotta bring every woman to your home, especially if you got laptops, cameras, computers, and everything. If she's like a quote unquote regular, woman, then they do come home with you kind of fast, but you just got to be kind of careful. Like, what she, we moving kind of fast, slow up. Let's talk a little bit more.
Right.
And if you do bring her to your home, you better have all her social media. You better have some receipts. You better know where she work at. Get to know her. Like, do it over time. I suggest me and her during the day, like for ice cream or something, just kind of feel around. Like, hey, where do you work at? Okay. If she has 3 pictures on her Facebook and 2 pictures on Instagram and she's a baddie, come on. You know what I'm saying? She's not giving the right. If she doesn't want to take a picture with you, Like you just say, hey, let's take a little picture together. Can I have a picture? And she's like, You're like, well, why can't I take a picture? Like, well, I'm not gonna post it. It's just for us. That's another thing. But yeah, my man got scoped, man. He was out for like 2 days. They cleaned him out. They took his Bitcoin out of his computer, all that shit.
Damn.
Luckily he survived and he's okay. He's back out and about. But he just, it can happen like that.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild, bro. They got his Bitcoin. Yo, can I just expound on something you said, BMT? And this is so big.
Mm-hmm.
Be very careful who you bring back to home base.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't matter if it's a working girl. Doesn't matter if a girl you've been on dates with and all this stuff and everything. Yo, in all of these countries, they have short time love motels. All of these countries that are pennies on the dollar. If you're just trying to do, here's the thing. She can't take what you ain't got on you. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said, if you go to the actual establishment, the brothel, they're only going to get what's on you, and they're not going to want to do it in there. You know what I'm saying? So please be very careful who you bring back to home base. I know it is the most comfortable environment you've got. Your place that you're renting is probably way nicer than anywhere else that you would go. But just because it's the easiest and the most comfortable thing doesn't mean it's the right thing to do.
That's
let me ask you this, BMT. Are the Venezuelans down there, are they causing more crime in Medellin?
Tell the truth. My wife answered this, BMT. My wife is from Colombia.
All my friends are like Venezuelan too. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's kind of hard to say, man. I don't want to just put them out there because it's just, I don't know how to answer that. I would say no. I would say it's kind of equal, I would say equal.
Okay.
Guapo, I don't know what's your wife Colombian. I'm
gonna tell you what LaBea said. Mm-hmm. LaBea, come here for a second. Hang on, she's right here. Hang on 1 second.
Remember, if y'all
are the Venezuelans causing more problems in Colombia than the Colombians? She said, right? Hold on. I'm gonna see if she can't reach it. Come over here. I'm gonna ask her the question. Hey, so Pretty, are the Venezuelans in Colombia causing more problems than the Colombians right now? Hang on, I'm gonna let her answer.
Yes, everywhere.
There you go. From a real Colombian. So
I ain't want to say it, but yeah.
Yeah, so that's right. And she's allowed to say it. That's her country.
At the same time, like I said, the Venezuelans are cool. I rock with them. Like all my friends is pretty much Venezuelan. The women, the dudes. We go out, have a great time together, no issues. So
right. And it's not all of them, but just like we had the problem here with the good women standing too close to the ratchets, they got the same problem in Venezuela. The Venezuelans that are in Colombia, you can't just be sitting back and co-signing. You're all going to be held to that standard,
Yeah.
So.
And you said you guys touched on another really important thing, and I still see guys getting apartments without security, and I just don't understand it. I'm like, bro, like you said, that's your last line of defense, basically. For example, you had a guy that got drugged, basically, but the security stopped the girls from leaving because they left with a whole bunch of bags and they couldn't finesse him. Dude was like, no, you can't leave. I gotta check on the guy. So that security is real important. It's real important. Now, as far as the run-ups, the motos, I mean, that's kind of, I ain't gonna say it's unavoidable. Try to walk with your head on a swivel. Just don't stand around. I mean, this is Stop America to a certain degree. Just kind of like, keep it moving. Don't have your cell phone, have your iPhone 15 all out like this, like, you know what I'm saying? Don't be doing it all like that. I remember one time I was in a cafe, like my favorite cafe out here in Medellin, and I just stopped going because it's kind of like an outside cafe. And the brothers in there were speaking all loud in English, pointing at the girls. I'm just sitting here like, oh, they about to get robbed. Like they're drawing too much attention, bro. This is like a low-key, classy, but it can be cutthroat at the same time, but you just want to kind of just cool out. Like you can dress as nice as El Guapo and not have no issues out here. But if you just out there like just loud and being like you in Miami
doing
or
this,
something, yeah,
in public, yeah.
Bro, they're gonna get you. And they got all types of little schemes out here, man. They fake police, all types of little shit.
I bet.
Just be careful, but at the same time, I love this country. That's why I live here right now.
So we got a couple super chats right here from Office Jams. He says Colombia has a reputation with scopolamine, which is a drug the girls decoys used to drug you and take all your money and possessions. Yes, absolutely.
That's what we were talking about. Yeah.
So Double It says, so where are we supposed to meet them besides Tinder?
Man, I went to like a free concert. I was invited by Afro Latina. But there are like these little groups on Facebook and Instagram that you can kind of like plug yourself into a little bit, and you go over there, bro, and you connect with like the regular girls, the Afro Latinas and everything. You speak a little Spanish, oh, you winning, you winning. We went to a concert in Centro, and it was like it has some top Colombian artists there, and it was a free concert, and the vibe was so dope, and the women were so receptive, like almost like, oh, you American? What you doing here? And so they kind of open like, because you're off the beaten path. You know what I'm saying? You're not in a block, or you're not in pocket years. You somewhere different. They already know, okay, this gringo is on some different type of time. And if you speak just a little Spanish or even just try, that's like a turn on to them. Like, okay, he learned Spanish, so let me go ahead and open up to him. And you take her out. And so the girls that you met at these concerts and these little parties and stuff like that, they ain't on the bullshit scope. My bad, cousin. Like, they ain't on the scope and all that crazy stuff. Like, the guys that are dealing with these girls are dealing with criminal gangs. And I mean, dudes is going to the barrios. Dudes is playing by no rules out here, man. I hear the stories all the time. I'm like, bro, why would you be in the barrio trying to live with a chick? Like, it's just little stuff when you used to get the full story. You know what I'm saying? Even sometimes when these foreigners are dying, I'm not saying this in particular about any person that's passed away in Medellin, and in some cases, it be just straight drug overdosing because they don't understand that the drugs that they might do in the States might hit harder down here.
They will absolutely hit harder down there.
That's what I'm saying, bro. So you get a lot of that too. You know, we can't speak like we want to speak because, of course, it's YouTube. But you kind of can imagine what I'm saying here.
Okay, so the next super chat we have right here is use a regular hotel like Hilton or Marriott.
If that's your home base, no. And that's the whole thing. So if all your stuff is there, if you don't know how to, and this is a term that the passport Joes have been using in Brazil for decades to, excuse me, Austin, hooker proof your home base, your apartment, your hotel, your Airbnb that you're staying in. If you don't know how to do that properly, don't bring girls back there. Take them somewhere else. So you could be staying at the Hilton and you could I was in the Hilton in Pattaya. And I had all my camera equipment. I had my laptop because I was shooting content and everything. I wasn't on that type of time. But if I was single and wanted to bring some girls back there, all that stuff needs to be locked up and everything. And I need to. But Pattaya, now, can I give this shout out to Thailand? From what I understand, if you bring a girl back to the hotel in Thailand, in Pattaya, they take her ID. Is that true? Yeah. That's what the young lions were telling me out there. So she ain't even getting out of there without her ID. And if you file a report, they got her ID right there showing proof that she was there. They can track her down and she will be dealt with punitively. So another +1 for Thailand, for real. So, yeah.
So we got another super chat from Mr. Bay. Says for the travel fund. Thank you very much. Also, if you guys hit the Cash App, I told you guys all the Cash App funds are going back so we can go back to South America. And you guys have been doing a great job supporting it. So we don't get the
home, man. Come on
next month. But Cash App, we have those immediately. So the more we get those, the sooner we'll leave Tuesday if we can. Thank you very much. Because of y'all, I was in Thailand for a month. Now I'm heading to Sao Paulo, then Australia to meet up with a woman that was hanging out in Thailand.
That's dope, yo. That's dope.
I think you'll like Sao Paulo better, though. Thank you very much for that super chat. Austin, here you go. So you and Floyd can leave Poland to Spain. Want to see that when it's still warm. Thank you very much for the super chat. But I don't know, man. We still thinking about going back to South America. We got Floyd in here right now.
How you doing, buddy?
Fix your shirt, Floyd.
I know I'm a mess, man. I'm a mess. Right?
What up, Floyd? What's good, bro?
How you doing, bud? You did all right?
Yes, sir, man. Living life.
That's the way it is, man. Life overseas.
There you go.
That's right.
Can't get no better.
You sure can.
Get no better, man.
So Floyd is.
El Guapo, we gotta do a show, man. We gotta connect.
Hit me in the background, man. El Guapo at thebeautifuleyes.com. I will be honored, bro.
Okay, bet.
BMT, Floyd is one of the ones that was worried about going to Medellin. He said he wasn't even going to eat his food. When he heard about the scope meet, he said he wasn't even going to eat his food around the women.
Hell no.
Yeah, man. You definitely got to be careful out here. I'm not going to hold you on that. You just got to move. We got to move differently. Like, I'll give you an example. I met my ex-girlfriend off Tinder my first time here. And I didn't even, I was a little naive my damn self, but I learned from it. I'm like, you know what? Let me make sure I get her real social media. Let me just ask her questions before I even invite her to mine. And we had been talking online for like probably a month before. She had flaked on me a couple times and everything. So it's just like you just got to kind of get to know them, who you're dealing with. Just try to validate them. If you know where they work at, you kind of should be good at that point once you know where they work at. But if these chicks that's just like, oh, I'm in school, you're like, okay, you 30 and you in school, what do you do for a living? Like, you just gotta really feel them out and take your time, be patient with it. And if it's just this overly beautiful woman, gorgeous, drop dead, who wants to go to your house in 5 minutes of meeting her, like as soon as you get to the little bar and she's going, oh, let's go to the house. Before you finish your first drink, it should be a red flag. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
like and don't get, and I see a lot of guys, they be just getting they be so excited. So they come out here and they be getting turned up. I had couple guys from Harlem, New York, bro. I'll never forget it. Harlem cats is kind of flashy. They have the nice, they didn't really have jewelry, but they had the nice little fly, the fly stuff that Harlem cats be. And I told them that night, I said, hey, bro, you look like you got money, you smell like you got money. Just chill tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like, just, we kick it in the morning. Just don't take nothing from the park or nothing like that. Just, they didn't listen to me. Drug. First time out here, first night.
So is there like some sort of way, like, you know how like to build a tolerance for that sort of thing? So that let's just say that it happens. Let's just say a girl walks up and blows it in your face. You got a tolerance built up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, when they be like they got this thing out here, like if somebody, first of all, they know you probably a foreigner by the way we dress and our size. So if a random local walks up to you and asks you for directions, they know you probably a gringo. They get you to look at that down at the paper and they'll blow it in your face. Just kind of stay a few feet away because they hit me with that a couple of times. They try to do that. I'm just like, I already know this little.
So I should just what I'm talking about is like, for example, they got like a nicotine patch so that way you could be like, you know what I'm talking about?
I know some military guys, some special forces guys. It's going to sound crazy because it's not a bad question actually, but I know some military guys who take activated charcoal, to soak up, that pretty much soaks up poisons in your stomach.
That is true.
Yeah. So that's like
Floyd.
It's kind of like a delayed effect, maybe give you a little time. I had one of my cats. This guy was big. This guy is a former NFL player, and you're right. They drugged his food, but he was able to get the girls out of his apartment before he really felt the effect. He got them on up out, and then he was knocked out. And then he called like the next day, like, man, I think they put something in my food. But this guy's like 6'7", 350, solid muscle. So he was, he was big enough to tolerate it until he figured out, okay, I've been drugged. Let me get these 4 girls out of my apartment.
Oh no, that's too many girls. I only need 1, bro. I only need 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question? Wait a minute, man. Wait a minute. Are you literally trying to build up a tolerance to scopolamine?
You gotta be prepared for the worst, man. And that's the type of guy I am. For all possible scenarios. So I'm very prepared.
Or God. Or you just not drink. Just don't drink. Don't drink anything.
You can't drink anything though, bro. BMT, he brought this up last night. They can put that in orange juice or Coca-Cola. Like it doesn't have to be alcohol. Floyd, you don't need to build up a tolerance to scope.
I mean, that would work.
I'm sorry, Austin. I'm sorry.
Floyd is Floyd. I don't think Floyd's gonna get drugged. He's too long.
You're not gonna get drugged, bro. You're the right type of paranoid, bro. You're gonna be all right. Don't worry about it.
Let me read a couple of these donations really quick. So we got one from Johnny Sterling, a $40 cash app. He says, for new subscribers to your channel, bro, keep it up. Thank you very much.
Right.
Thank you very much for subscribing. We got a $20 cash app from Jerome. He says, love watching your travels. Salute to you and Floyd. Thank you very much, and I'm glad you enjoy the content. And thank you for the donation. We also have a super chat from the Chosen One. He says, I want to love Colombia so bad, but unless you speak Spanish, it's a challenge.
I'm going to learn that language.
I don't speak any Spanish. None. And that's terrible. I'm going to work on it in 2024, but I speak no Spanish, and I have a Colombian wife. You can make it work.
You speak Spanish?
I know quite a bit. I know guys who learn Spanish in 6 months. I know most cases take about 2 years, but I definitely know how to get around. Mm-hmm. I've been out here long enough to kind of be able to put together a little light conversation. That's important, especially I would say the most important things is get your directions down. Like when you in an Uber in the car, you tell them derecho, like square, like just make sure you navigating and ordering food, stuff like that. You'll be in the go for the most part. Mm-hmm.
So all-star panel here. Ism being chopped up. He's saying
Ism. That's the old term. That's the old Tariq Nasheed. That's better them days.
So I have a question for you, BMT and beautiful. Is it possible to get an apartment out there, and how cheap would it be, and how easy would it be for a foreigner to get an apartment?
And, you know what? I just dropped a video on this today. Like I said, my DJ friend who's been out here for 5 years. We talked about safety on the first video. Then we talked about getting an apartment. The apartments out here have gone through the roof because the tourists. This is the big tourist city. Loretta's got named the most popular neighborhood in the world. So you can definitely find a reasonable apartment, but at this point, you got to kind of go through somebody because they find out you're American, they're gonna hit you over the head with the American prices. I got lucky and I got a nice apartment. I'm in pretty much the mountains, not too far from Poblado, but they'll hit you. They'll definitely hit you over the head. The prices are getting high, but you got other little surrounding neighborhoods that are safe. A lot of people don't know about. You can find like a $500, $600 a month, 2-3 bedroom. You still have that. But I would suggest going through like a Spanish speaker that can negotiate the price for you. Then you should show up at the very end. You're like, surprise. You know what I'm saying? Yep.
Yeah, so maybe get like a girl or something that can help me out. Or maybe a tour guide that can help.
I mean, I got connects on a lot of apartments. My assistant, she's really good at finding an apartment. She finds like great deal, even in Loretta's. But at the same time, I will say it helps if you stay in for like a long period of time because the longer you stay, the cheaper it will be. So if you do like a 6-month lease, of course, they're something cheaper than just a monthly or a weekly rate. So even if you don't stay the whole 6 months, you might lose your deposit, but you can get that monthly rate down to, I would say, between $500 and $700.
It's not bad.
So we have another super chat right here from Makata Strikes Back. He says, "Where can you get the best bacon, mayo, and tomato sandwiches in Italy?"
I ain't got that one.
I got them. Bacon, mayonnaise, tomatoes. I mean, it's a lot of little spots in Medellin, bro. But I got you. That kind of strikes back. I got you, bro.
Office Jam Z sent another $5 super chat. I appreciate the super chats. Leave the Jordans and Cuban link chains at home when you go into Colombia unless you really want to get scoped or robbed. Absolutely.
Agreed.
Man, 100% true. I'll never forget. And I stopped wearing my Jordans after that day. I was on Calle Diaz, hanging out, and dude, asking me for money and everything, Venezuelan cat. And I was like, bro, I ain't got no money. No tengo dinero. Relax, tranquilo. He's like, pointing right at my shoes because Jordans here are way more expensive than in the States. So you literally telling people, that, I don't have no money, but you got $400 pair of sneakers on.
Right.
Which is not they don't spend a lot of money on sneakers out here. They rocking Adidas and stuff like that. So yeah, don't leave the Jordans. You don't need them anyway. I know they give you an extra inch in height, but just leave the J's at the crib, bro. You don't even gotta put them.
Next super chat is from Double List Playboy. Thank you for the $2 super chat. The next one is from Life in Motion. He says, "I'm planning to move in Sao Paulo also to do business there as well." Thank you for the $10 super chat.
Good for you. Brazil is one of the hardest countries in the world to do business. If you can make it there, you can make it anywhere, bro. For real.
Bravo,
take it from me.
100% correct in that. 100%.
Very much. MazB30 says, "This is on behalf of all the naysayers who always watching with something negative to say. Keep up the good work, fellas. There are options if you're not afraid. If you're not afraid." Thank you very much for that $5 super chat. And yes, we got the trolls. I love the trolls, though. The trolls are funny. I wouldn't like them if they weren't funny. That bacon, mayo, and tomatoes was a troll comment too, though.
Oh, it's all good.
Please, I want you to take extra footage when you and Floyd go to Medellin because
we're gonna get a lot of footage of Floyd.
Oh yeah,
at their Medellin building tolerance to scopamine.
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
It's the stupidest. It's the greatest thing ever.
Yeah, we're gonna figure that out because I can't be drugged, falling out. You know what I mean? I can't. I'm sorry, I'm too paranoid for that.
Yeah, they won't drug Floyd while he with me. Don't worry. Michael,
it's crazy, man. I be having some great days and experiences out here, and then like the next day I wake up to a messed up story. And I'm thinking in my head like, damn, how the hell? I had such a good time and everything went well, knock on wood, and then the next guy
somebody lost their life.
Yeah, lost their life. I'm like, what did they?
Why they gotta do that? Why they gotta do that down there? Like, they could find a good quality man to take care of them. They ain't gotta do all that, bro. But I don't understand. That's just dangerous. I've been watching a lot of those videos. I know some of it's propaganda. The United States, they don't want you to travel. They say they don't want you to travel. They want you to stay in the United States and they want you to be miserable. That's what they want. But I'm going to travel regardless. You just got to keep your head on the swivel.
Your head on the swivel, man. Yeah. Don't try to build up a tolerance to scopolamine. That's not the right plan, bro.
I'll do my best.
But your charcoal tablets can save your life, BMT. That's real.
I'm going to get those then. I'm going to try to get them.
Yeah, especially if you drink too much, those are good too. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Irv guy says, good information, fellas. I'm in Barranquilla right now. You definitely need to keep your head on the swivel and keep a low profile.
Barranquilla in the house. They got some dogs in Barranquilla, bro.
I heard. Reginald Wallace says, Austin Guapo and BMT doesn't get any better. Thank you very much for that. Sun is hot. Ross says, respect to the panel. My issue is this. If you're listing off damn near 100 things to do to remain safe, then the country isn't.
No country is safe.
We can do that for the United States too. I can tell you not to go in the grocery store because you might get shot by some fair-skinned guy that got an F on his report card. So he wants to take everybody out at the grocery store today. We could write that.
That drugging is kind of big in Atlanta too, though. Like
yeah,
that little club scene when guys be messing with the strippers and stuff.
Yeah,
like dudes be getting they be drugging guys, and my neighbor got robbed. For his life savings. I don't know why he had it in cash, but he brought 2 strippers to the crib. They drugged him. They stuff him, and you got gas stations in Atlanta that I won't even pull up in at night at a certain time. Like this.
BMT, hang on a second, man. Hang on. Did you just say he had his life savings in cash and brought 2 strippers to the crib?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I was just that's exactly how the way you reacted is that way I reacted to him. I'm just like,
right,
bro, you had your life savings in the closet, but he was kind of a street cat too.
Right.
Yeah, he's a street dude.
My man had his life savings in cash and had 2 strippers in the cribbo. I got you.
Yep, straight from Magic City.
I have a question for you, man. Do you ever see yourself coming back to the United States ever? Like
once I'm gone, yo. To visit, for a holiday. Yeah.
I would slide through for a couple of days, man. I had to when I flew through from Thailand to back to Colombia. I was in California, LAX for like a day and a half or so. I was like, nah, I'm good. I can't wait to zoom on through, bro. I remember paying like $30 for a salad and a bottle of water in LAX or something. I'm like,
that's how we feel right now.
Yeah, if the food is expensive, that's the key because you got to buy food every day. So if it's expensive, that can really blow your budget. Unless you want them cats that can eat once a day or something.
My wife sent me a text. Hang on one second. You want to hear the Colombian perspective?
Go ahead.
It says in Barranquilla, women look Middle Eastern. Lots of Lebanese descendants. People in Colombia say that in Barranquilla, you find the most beautiful women in Colombia. Damn it, baby, you ain't from Barranquilla. I'm just playing. I'm gonna get cussed out. There you go. Barranquilla is where it's at in Colombia, according to La Bella. There you go.
Well, we'll be going there for sure then. We got another one from Mr. Bobby Wright. He says, great topic, fellas. Thank you very much. Another loyal supporter. So, BMT, I don't know how, you got somebody super chatting smoke for you. I don't know if you want me to read it or not.
Nah, man, don't give it no smoke. It's all good.
Don't give it no smoke because
people got to work hard like we work hard to get up here.
Yeah, they super chat and smoke, but I ain't gonna participate. Jay Hall sent a $2 super chat. Thank you very much. Kirby P Film says, "What's up, Austin?" and "What's up, BMT?"
P Films, what up, bro?
No, thank you for the super chat. Austin, when are you heading to Medellin? It's either we're gonna go to Lima, Peru first, or we're gonna go to Colombia. So this will be next week, though.
Lima was cool, man. You should check it out. It wasn't kind of like my little dig, but it was cool.
What'd you like about it?
I didn't like too much of anything about it, to be honest with you, bro. I was kind of like just flying through. I was there for like 2 days. So like when I got through Colombia, I was like, whoa, so it was good.
Bro, where did you get this screen name from, man? What is going on with your chat, Austin?
Oh, I just now he said the masters of the community. Hello, passport bros. I love the BBWs. What cities have y'all been to with the super thickness? Go to Africa.
Is his name He Nigrumps?
Go to Africa, go to Bahia, Salvador Bahia.
Yeah.
Most of these places that the black men are gonna name off are gonna have that. We got a $10 cash app from Nathaniel. Thank you very much.
Salute, Nathaniel.
I'm gonna keep my little cities a secret. I don't even want to tell dudes.
You notice I ain't saying nothing.
Yeah.
They'll pull up.
But Africa for sure is well known. So you can go there. It's pretty much in every country. Woke Quill, ninjas die in America every day. I work in fraud and dealt with men who've been drugged and robbed. I felt safer in Nairobi than in New York. You good, Floyd? Yeah, you're very safe in Nairobi.
There you go. Facts. I like that.
But pretty much all of Africa. Of course, the Congo, maybe that may be different. W Secrets is a sex vlog. He says, congrats to Austin and Floyd. Travel safe. Thank you very much. We will continue to stay safe. And the last super chat says the military and traveling are the only things that will teach bros to get along. Absolutely. I 100%.
Wow.
agree.
Yeah.
I've had the best network with black men outside of the United States.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when we was all together at the Maju Bar, Austin.
Mm-hmm.
You had Taylor Made there, me, Travelversity, and it was all good, man. Everybody was just connected. And you got guys that's older giving us game. You got the younger dudes. We have a good time, and we have a good brotherhood in Pascal.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. It's very good for that. Very good for that. Even at the what's the Cajun spot we used to go to?
Cajun something. It's called
Cajun Life
something.
Cafe. Cajun Life Cafe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good spot to kick it at too. In the not the Maju Bar, but I guess Golden Tiger it is now.
Golden Tiger now. Dante's spot.
Shout out to Dante, Golden Tiger. Yeah, we had some good times. Well, also, I just want to touch base, man, and say my spiel. I'm going to let y'all go ahead and continue with the show. I'm going to do a little live later on. So
BMT, please hit me in the background, dog. El Guapo at thebeautifuleyes.com. It's in every one of my videos, man. I would love, dog. Let me know. I'll be there.
I got you,
I'll
bro.
be there.
All right. All right.
Salute to you, man.
All right, BMT. Rodney Woods sent a $10 super chat. He says, salute to the chat. We got a lot of super chats coming through today.
That's my dog, yo. Rodney Woods.
Showing love from the El Guapo squad from Ron Alexander.
What's up, Ron A in the building?
Office Jam Z with another super chat. He's sending a lot of super chats today. Thank you very much. At this point, the USA, for me, is just a place to make money so I can spend it on a better life elsewhere. Curious if y'all feel the same way. Yes.
That's how.
After my first trip to Brazil, that was the mindset I've had, and I haven't looked back. It's good for money. It's good for if there's a war breakout, I'll go back there because they're not going to invade the United States.
Amen.
Yeah, that is very good for that. You don't have to worry about getting invaded there. But freedom of speech and stuff like that. But other than that, the culture is pretty much fucked off the states.
Pretty much, yeah. We're trying.
You got I identify as a tomato plant, all that stuff going on.
You got to make $1 million a year to get a wife that has 3 kids already. Yeah.
Yeah. So that culture stuff has really destroyed it. But so we've touched on a lot. Do you have anything else you want to say so far? I think we'll let you go and then we'll just keep running the live for a little bit and just interact a little more.
Let's do it, man. Yeah. So what I would say is, fellas, to be a better, well-rounded man in everything, you have to travel. You have to unlock that special passport, get out there and see the world and do certain things. And I encourage you to do so. If you're going to do it, I highly suggest that you get a consultation with someone like Austin, BMT, something of the likes of that, and go see the world so you can be a more well-rounded man. That's what I would say. So, Austin, I appreciate you. Floyd, thank you so much. Don't get scoped in Colombia or any other countries.
I'll do my best.
All right. But, dude, I appreciate y'all. Much love to y'all. El Guapo out.
Same to you. I appreciate you, man.